Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How is everybody this evening? Fabulous. We are alive and well on this Tuesday night. I want to thank you, first of all, for coming out to see live theater on a Tuesday night. I know it's a little unusual for us to do a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday performance schedule, but this is what was available to us, and we were so thrilled to be able to have a spring show here at Noble High School that we took whatever Mr. Eden was willing to give us, so we're pretty thrilled that you're here. Thank you. We are very, very fortunate here at Noble High School. I came here about 8 years ago, and Joe Finley, the principal, said to me, I want you to grow this program. I want you to make this program better and grow this program. When I came here, we were doing a fall musical with 3 performances. We now do a fall musical with 4 performances. A black box in February, which is 3 one-act pieces. One of them goes to the One-Act Theater Festival. And now, for the first time, a spring show this year. So we are so fortunate to have such incredible support from the administration here that wants to see theater grow right here in our own backyard. So we're pretty excited to have those opportunities to share with the students. And I think you will see the growth in these students. It's really quite extraordinary. I've had some of these students since I taught them Theater Excel in the 5th grade, and now here they are graduating seniors. So it's pretty exciting. This show is a very interesting piece of theater. It is written by a local playwright named Jeffrey Symes, who graciously gave Miss Batchelder the rights to do this show without actually charging her anything, which was quite extraordinary because he wanted to share this story with the students. He thought it was an important story to be told. It is a story that is true. It is about the Smutty-Nosed murders off the Isles of Shoals in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. So you'll hear a lot of local references, which is really kind of neat when you're sitting in the audience and hear stuff that's right in our backyard, essentially. So this is a true story. The murders of the Isles of Shoals are unsolved. And nobody really knows exactly what happened, although the story is written pointed toward a particular individual, which you will see this evening. The opening piece in this show, which is maybe 3 minutes of music, is translated from ancient Nordic runes, and it's performed in one of the oldest churches in Norway using authentic Nordic instruments. Jennifer Batchelder, our esteemed director, has been collecting Nordic items to do this show. She's very, very passionate about this piece of theater. So the costumes that you see on stage tonight, a lot of them are actual Nordic pieces and they're antiques. So it's pretty exciting to have that level of authenticity on stage with us this evening. Jen Batchelder came here a couple of years ago to direct a piece in the black box, and as long as I'm here, Jen will be here doing stuff with the students because she's really tremendous. We are so blessed to have so many wonderful people working in the theater department here. Jen is a 3 times nominated Best Actress on the Seacoast, a winner for her portrayal of Miss Hannigan in Annie, which I had the incredible pleasure to direct her in. She is a theater director all over this area of the Seacoast and works with youth groups a lot. And Jen, because she just loves her kids, man, she went over to the Rochester Performing Arts Center in Rochester, New Hampshire, which is under the umbrella of the Rochester Opera House, and she asked them if they needed a youth show. And they said, of course we need a youth show. So next October, for the first 2 weekends, this show, with as many of these cast members are still in the area, if they haven't graduated and gone off to college, we'll be going with Jen to do this show at the Rochester Performing Arts Center. So we hope that you will be able to catch these students there. These are wonderful opportunities for the students. Other than that, please turn off your cell phones. It plays havoc with the sound system, so please turn off your cell phones. Please do not take flash photography of the actors while they're on the stage. It's distracting to the people around you, and the flashing light can cause an actor to become temporarily blinded, so please don't take flash photography of the actors. We are taping the show tonight, as you will see, and I believe, Jen, is that going to be available for the cast?
Yes, it's on Berwick Community Television. We're very delighted to have them here.
Berwick Community Television is here with us tonight taping the show, so let's give them a big thank you for doing it. And I think that's about it. There will be an intermission. There are concessions out at the front. Again, I want to thank you so much for supporting live theater right here at Noble High School. It's really tremendous to see this much support going out to the students. And without further ado, please give a warm welcome to the cast of Isles in the Moon.
listen to its froth and foam, you can hear a silence in the sounds. Waters lashing tongues upon deaf shores. If you stand on an island in the sea and listen to its breath and beat, you can hear the gulf between its people, the ocean between their words. What people dwell upon barren brine and stone, upon this desolate other earth, these moon-bleached rocks called shoals, within ramshackle shacks, clapboard clapped against the world, live a people outlived by candle flame. If you stand on these isles in the sea, bound by timeless clocks and depthless blue, listen.
Prithee, what news comes ashore?
More family comes from Norway.
Ah, the more the merrier for our shady way.
The Prussian will have to leave.
Leave? Ah, then pity's the look that beards his face.
There is ill will now.
That doth occur when the lines pull taut, and water blue batters a sea-girdled rock.
I fear the isles will change.
'Tis not the great breakers that alter a shore, 'tis endless tender ripples tend to that shore.
Yes, yes. Small choices yet to be made.
And now the first is decided, and soon course will be laid. But, my dear little maid, let's leave them a while. We'll see soon enough what fate they bring to this island.
You're not going to get anything else living on the shoals.
But you're home now. I didn't think we'd ever get here. It felt like we spent a year on that ship.
It wasn't that bad. We just had to cross that little ocean right there.
Ha! In there, in there, in there.
It's a beautiful little island.
And it is little.
Stop teasing. It's our first home together.
I know. It's also a long way from Norway. Will you be homesick?
Of course she will. But even I still get homesick, but there's family here.
And work enough to occupy your mind.
I'll be fine.
And I'll be twice the hand you've ever had on that piece of driftwood.
The Clarabelle ain't no such thing. And the hand you're taking over for is a pretty good seaman.
But he can be lazy too, John, you must admit.
You won't have to worry about that. Evan is a hard worker, and I'll make certain he stays that way.
And if your wife can't, you can be sure that your sister will.
By God, Evan, you got 2 women to please now.
And a third, coming tonight.
Karen? I can't wait to see her.
Your other sister?
Yes, she's coming for supper. We'll have the whole family here tonight.
God help me.
Both sisters in one night. It's been a few years.
I'll include you in my prayers.
And when you're done, you can row over and pick her up.
Of course, my little angel.
Afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Smutty Nose Isle.
Lewis, come into the house, Nath. I'll show you to your room and you can get settled in as you like.
Well, I guess that leaves us to bring the cargo. Where do you see
You
everything?
go on into the house, Evan.
There's still some things
We'll
back.
get them later. You go on into the house. I'll be alone. Lewis, I feel bad.
You don't have to say nothing, John.
Have you found a place?
Room's around, I'll find one.
Well, I'll still need you on my crew now and again. You know that.
That's kind of you, John, but figure on finding something else. Figure out where my welcome here.
That ain't true, Lewis.
Not welcome out here to the shoals, though.
It's nothing against your person, Lewis.
I know it ain't, Marin.
Just, we ain't got the room now is all. Might be that Marin's brother will want his own place anyway. What, with a new wife and all.
Not right away, John. Don't lead him wrong.
Might come a time when Lewis can come back is all I'm saying, Marin.
John, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but you don't gotta worry any. You and Marin and her sister were real kind to me. Took care of me when I was crippled with that rheumatism and all. You done good by me. I ain't got no cause for complaint. Marin's brother come with a new wife and need a home. I'd do the same thing if I had family come.
Well, you're gonna be missed out here.
and I'll miss being here. You people about the only friends I got. I had me a real good spell here in the Shoals. I'll miss you guys, and I'll miss the Shoals.
Been good to us, that's certain.
That'd be fact.
Well, I'll be in the house. We'll be having Madame soon, and I expect both of you at the table.
I hope Mary knows I don't hold nothing against her. I think that's a good woman you got there.
Keeps me on an even keel. What you figure on doing?
I don't know. Something will come. Always does somehow.
Be needing some money?
I should be fine for a while, thanks.
Well, I'm gonna roll over to Appledore to get Karen. You go on into the house when you feel like it.
No, you stay. I can get Karen.
That'd be good enough, I guess. We'll be waiting on you.
Hey, Johnny. It's a pretty place you have. What did you call this rock?
This is Smutty Nose Isle, and the breakwater there connects us to that little pile of rocks called Malaga Island. And just north of us here is Appledore, the biggest of the isles, all half-mile square of it. That's where Karen lives, at the Appledore Hotel where she works.
Nice place.
That's certain, all rich folk. I'm surprised she's been there as long as she has, or that they put up with her this long.
Karen always was a little odd, but she was always a good sister to me. There's nothing I wouldn't do for her. What's that isle to the south there? Looks like it used to be a part of this one.
That's Cedar Island, just across Gosport Harbor. Used to be a breakwater connecting it to Smutty Nose, but it was wrecked by a storm a couple years ago.
That must have been quite the storm.
You'll see the likes of it soon enough. Winter's coming and the swells can make the house in some of the storms you'll see.
Enough to bother that big old house they're building on that isle?
That's White Island, where you see them building. Gonna be a big hotel when they're done.
A hotel that big out here?
We get a pretty good crowd out here on chills in summer. More than enough for the Appledore house. And some famous names too.
Like who?
Well, there was that author a while back, and maybe not so famous for me to know their names, but Karen tells me they're famous, and I'll take her word for it. Listen now. The lighthouse you see stands on Star Island. You'll need to know that one good and count on it being there when we're inbound after a day at sea. There's some rocks and ledges about with names, but there's 9 isles proper in all, with us on Smutty Nose about stuck in the middle.
How far to shore?
There's 6 miles of sea between the mainland and us here on the isles.
If you want to call it miles, you seem nothing but a bunch of rocks in the sea.
They be that.
Who was that he was talking to before?
Lewis, part of my crew.
He the one leaving?
That be him.
You feel bad on our account?
He's fine, Evan. We told him you were coming. He knew about it a while ago.
I didn't mean to be thrown over.
You weren't. Something me and Mary talked about.
It means she told you.
Ain't like that, Evan. I'm glad to be having you too.
But don't tell me she ain't made you sore with her bossy ways.
She ain't bossy around me.
Ha! Try growing up with her. Telling you what to do, when to do it, how to do it. Don't tell me she ain't doing that anymore, Johnny. She's my sister. I know her pretty good. I don't imagine she's changed any too much. Could use that tongue of hers for bait. With all its flapping, you get a pretty good haul.
Not if fish got ears. I want you to know, Evan, you're welcome in my house anytime. It ain't just Mary telling me. It's good to have you. It's good to have blood from home.
I brought us a little reminder of the old country, too. Some Norwegian water.
Aquavie, Evan, you devil! Here's to family.
To a new life in America. For all of us. Thank you, John.
I hope you think that way after a few days on the Clarabella with me.
I had a friend at work, Johnny. You know that. And come easy, haven't got myself a place and all. You can work me as hard as you like, and it'd still be easier than if me and Neff came here by ourselves.
Glad to be in a position I can do it for you.
You're doing pretty good here, judging by Marin's letters. Got yourself a fancy schooner rig now and all?
What else Marin say in them letters?
Nothing much.
What?
Just the usual. One of the little ones running around, missing home a little bit.
This is home.
I know that, John.
Break my back all damn day and it ain't enough. We built ourselves a nice store of coin on my back, Evan, and it ain't enough. Got our very own house where her family can come and stay as they like. Trying to make her happy every way I can think, and it ain't enough. Everybody thinks America's this damn gold mine where you just strut around and pick the nuggets up off the streets. It's hard, gosh darn it. We've been having to go without things, both of us. But we're doing good, and the only reason that's so, because I've been breaking my back out on the sea every day since we come. Didn't even have no schooner to start. Had me a damn whaleboat. I had to row everywhere by myself. But now, it got a little ship and a crew to boot. Mary's got a home as she always wanted. When's it gonna be enough for that woman?
I'm sorry, I just
Enough. I'm so sorry you heard me talk like that. I love Mary, I do. It's just hard living out here sometimes, and I guess I'm just venting some spleen is all. Don't mean nothing by it.
Don't think on it, Johnny. Mary can do that to a fellow.
It's all right, Mr. Homfit. I won't say nothing.
Well, I'm gonna head into the house. I'll leave you two to get acquainted with your new land. Ain't much I know, but it's been good to us.
So, you all settled into your new home?
Is everything all right between Mr. and Mrs. Homfit?
Everything's fine, Neth. John was just chewing line, like he said, that's all.
We won't be like that, will we?
Neth,
Promise you won't say bad things about me like that.
only if you behave.
Promise.
I, Evan Christensen, do solemnly swear never to vent spleen nor say even one bad word against my wife, Annette Matea Christensen, so long as we both shall live.
Good.
Now where's my kiss?
Perhaps I'll give you one tonight, if you behave.
Oh,
Evan!
didn't you promise to obey your husband?
You? Ha! You're a fisherman.
You're my catch.
I'll not be caught with your lines, you
You
brute.
slippery one.
What's the matter, fisherman? Can't... Ah!
You got pretty lips for a fish.
Don't you
And a
dare!
pretty little tail, too.
Help! Someone help me!
Piss off, you devil!
Hey! No!
We don't treat our women like
I'll
that.
show you what for.
Leave him alone! He's trying to help you!
Get off, woman.
Let them be! Stop it! Let me go!
What's wrong?
Stay out of it!
You only fight men when their backs are turned?
Help!
Come for it if you've the guts.
We're trying to help you!
Yellow-backed carp.
Anybody!
What the devil?
Annette! Mr. Hoffit, stop them! She's hysterical, Marin!
Break off!
These Norwegians are a merry tribe.
She's Evan's wife.
Leave me, John.
The man tried to molest her.
Let the coward go. I want more of him.
He's my husband. That's Evan.
You calm down, Evan.
Here's luck, a chance to pluck up your weapon.
I'll give you yellow.
Evan!
Lead it, Lewis.
He called me a coward.
Lewis.
His words were tinder to kindle your flame. Let them fall to ash and sweep them away.
Come on now. Put that away.
I'm sorry, John. Didn't mean to involve you.
Now remorse is his view.
Are you all right? Hush, you imp.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Evan, I'm so sorry I didn't recognize you. You're not hurt, are you?
I didn't know he was with you.
He's my brother?
Honest mistake, Marin. He didn't know.
Well, what happened? We heard screaming clear to the house.
'Twas a delightful joust.
Annette got a little excited.
I didn't know who he was. It looked funny how I saw him with that woman.
My wife?
I know, I apologize!
So what were you fighting about? Evan and Annette were... Truly, Evan, if you had seen yourselves, you would have had the same thoughts that Louis and I did. Oh, but Evan, it's so good to see you.
You too, Karen. You look as pretty as ever.
You still haven't told us what
They
you were
told us,
fighting.
Marin. They told us. Let it alone.
But I'm still not certain they're telling
Neither
us
am
the
I.
full truth.
And I'm not even going to pretend I know. But it's over, and that's good enough for me.
I can't believe you're really all here. It seems ages.
Karen, meet Mrs. Christensen, the woman you've been tossing with on the ground. Annette, this is Karen, and now you know why I was always afraid of her.
How do you do? Come here. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's not the way I wanted to meet you.
She makes a good first impression, doesn't she, Annette?
Hush.
I suppose the brawler should be introduced proper. Lewis, this is Evan, the pride of the Christensen family, and his new wife, Annette. This is Lewis, one of my crew.
We met. You're a bit quick with that blade, ain't you?
And I expect peace between you.
Well, I heard good things about you, Lewis. I can tell you're an able hand on a vessel. And it's good to know the women are being looked after. No hard feelings?
No.
See that, Marin? Friends for life.
Oh, worse than a wife.
I see that I have made the prankster ill.
Tell us about the wedding. You must have been a beautiful bride, Annette.
I wish we could have been there. It was beautiful. A wedding we dream of when we're little. And Evan was so handsome. I almost cried as I walked down the aisle.
So did I.
Evan? Oh, he's madly in love with her, but he can't admit it in front of the men. I'll show you his letters sometime, Annette. They're full of things he'd be embarrassed to say out loud now. That true, Evan?
Every word.
Ah, Evan, you're making my belly feel like a door in a gale. I'll let you have that tonight. But if you've any more of that aquavit packed away, those bottles must be feeling lonely by now. I know you don't partake, Lewis, but come join us anyway.
I'd like that.
Oh, Mrs. Hoffit, at the wedding it hit me hard in my heart. We'll have our whole lives together. Annette, if you call me Mrs. Honfit one more time, I'll take offense. We're sisters now. We are, aren't we? Oh, I'm so happy to be here.
both of us. It's all we could talk about on the voyage, what it would be like in America.
You'll find that it's not so different from Norway. Different customs and the like, but the people are good and the work is hard. Made a little easier now that you and Evan are here.
And don't be light on me. Evan will be out fishing with John and I want to do my part. You can't know how happy it makes me to come and live with family. It'll make it so much easier to get used to America with friendly faces all around. Well, you worry about work tomorrow. Or maybe the next day.
Miss Christensen, welcome to the family, Nat.
Marin, where's that little jug?
John Honvit, you're not to get drunk.
My dear wife, if you haven't marked it, it's a special occasion. Your brother's come from across the sea.
But he's not a fish, and neither are you.
Woman!
In a chest by the basin. Now go.
You're a dear.
John? Hey, now who's mocking about?
Both of you shoo.
Careful there.
Go, go, go.
See what you have to look forward to, Annette?
I can't wait.
I say that now, wait till Evan's
Marin, we just got here. Don't spoil the honeymoon. Tell us more about the wedding, Annette. Was Grandpa Christensen there? Dancing.
Remember him at my wedding? He danced with every woman that could stand.
He's the same. Oh, I wish I could have seen him. He always danced with me whenever he saw me without a partner. When every man in Larvik ignored me at the village festivals, there'd be Grandpa Christensen asking me to dance.
The men weren't ignoring you, Karen.
Well, it seemed like it sometimes. I was lonely, Marin. You had known John since you were a little girl. You were never apart. I only got a little taste of what you've had your entire life.
What's past is past. There's no sense in wishing things were different.
No, there isn't. What would you wish different?
Her whole life.
Marin?
Let's go inside. It's getting chilly.
John killed me! John killed me!
Take that, you villain!
And then we're gone, John!
The world drank the last of the aquavit.
No, he was jealous of me and my beautiful bride.
You rascal! It's not funny.
Have you slipped your moorings, John Honvit?
Oh, Marin, we were just having a little fun.
Fun? You call scaring us half to death fun? For who?
Well, for John and me at least.
It's the spirit of the times, Marin. It's how Americans celebrate All Saints' Day. Everybody gets all dressed up in schools and scares each other to blazes. It's a great game.
Not to me, it isn't. There's no game in ghouls.
That's my sister, Nat. Mind yourself around her, or you'll wind up just like her.
Fun is fun, Evan. But when you make a game of death, you won't see me laughing.
Where's Louis?
I thought he was just here. Ahoy, Lewis!
Wanted no part of your foolishness.
Oh, Marin, it was a lark. Don't be so...
Shush, Evan. She's right.
You mind your wife, Evan.
It's good to have family together.
I wish it was just family. We'll have to set a bed for Louis in the kitchen.
Just for tonight, Marin. He'll be in Portsmouth tomorrow.
Will he be on crew with Evan still?
Not if they're going to fight, he won't.
I can take care of myself.
It was just a misunderstanding. Don't worry about Lewis. I still take him on my crew if I need him. But he'll likely be moving on anyway. Come on. Let's take this reunion out of the cold.
So the Prussian has departed.
Not without friends.
I wonder.
You're still welcome by them.
No doubt. A nice people. Ill-starred, but nice.
Their fate is not upon a star.
Not on one, 'tis true, but stars abound.
'Tis their choice to make.
Is it? Quit them for now. Come spring, we'll see what sort of choice blossoms bloom.
I sense a prank from you, Jester. You mind your way in that garden,
Or
this sweet maid will turn tart.
for that, oh, I haven't the heart. Come near to All Saints' Day, when all of the dead return home to play. So me to my walks on the Isle of Shoals, but I'll be no saint to any of these souls. True, the maid did warn off my meddling with fate. So I'll not intrude, I'll simply cut bait. Unlike my isles, these lives on each other claim stake. So it takes but one to bite, and the rest will all break.
Almighty, it wasn't worth setting out today. We can't take many more days like this.
What do you figure?
About 900 weight, if we're lucky.
Well, we can take a meal and head out again.
Dash that rudder! Keeps buckling that would just be dragging circles.
She was a fine vessel in her day.
Those days are past.
What's past?
Clarabelle's glory days.
I remember seeing her canvas laden with wind as she ran past the shoals, bound for Portsmouth with a heavy day's catch.
That was before my time.
Barnacles might find her agreeable now, but she'll be for the task. If we put enough by, who knows?
You have enough to put by right now.
Maybe come spring.
We have enough to put by right now.
Marin says
She says?
we should have...
Marin says she ain't skipping to see Warren Hag, is she? Well, look at her, Evan. Her rudder jams the port so much we might as well use a steering sweep.
Don't leave out the taffrail.
I won't.
You won't?
It wasn't Marin that just about fell through that rock taffrail yesterday. She ain't got nearly what the channel's at for rust.
And her ribs and the flats will fall to dust.
That's right.
I'm at sea.
Ain't you listening?
I'm making no sense of any of it.
Ah!
Have I checked your mate?
'Tis my misfortune, you're never too late.
Bab plays the jester, but he is no fool. There's a game afoot. Deadly I fear, perhaps a warning would do against the old dear.
You can start one near the well.
Start what?
A garden. You gave me the idea talking about Miss Thaxter's garden on Appledore. I plan to sow seeds for a little flower garden right here. This island could certainly stand for some color. Wouldn't it be lovely?
What do you know about flowers?
Don't you remember the garden I tended when you were growing up? I used to love that little garden.
Marin, to call that patch where you had a garden is stretching truth. It wasn't but a yard square, and it was a chaos of marigolds.
Well, it was a delight for me. And will be again when I start one here this spring. I have a whole catalog of flowers I plan to seed. It's right over. Goodness, I can't see a thing. Would you hold this candle a little closer for me? I plan on seeding dahlias and wallflowers to start. Maybe even been cultivating them through the winter. Signs say spring could come early, which means I'd be able to start planting them sooner.
Bloom for every drop of blood.
If I ever find the time. There's still so much to do around the house. Did you hear? What?
A woman's voice.
A woman? Where?
In the house, I think.
Must be Annette stirring from her nap.
No. A strange woman.
I wasn't expecting anyone. I'll go see.
No, don't go, Marin!
It's all right. I'll just go check on Annette and be right back. It's probably just the breakers you hear.
Marin?
He will come again.
Who's there? Oh, God. Stop!
Good night, Karen.
Karen? What's the matter? Karen? Are you there? Oh my gosh, Karen! Karen, can you hear me? Karen, wake up! Karen, Annette, come quick!
It's beautiful. For me, petals red as your blush to be, by a man who lays his hand upon a plush scarlet sea. You're so beautiful.
Why have I never seen you before?
The isles change, Karen. You must tell the others. There is time still. The rose need not bloom. sight of the man with the knife. He will come again.
I've never seen a rose like this. It would look so beautiful in Marin's garden. She plans on planting a flower garden this spring.
It grows from blood-stained earth with thorns to prick a beating heart. Tell the others, beware.
No, please. Stay, please.
Karen, are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. Why wouldn't I be?
I had come into the room and you'd fainted.
I had.
You don't remember? Maybe you should lie down for a while, Karen.
I'll do no such thing. There's work to do.
I'll help with that. Yes, I don't think you should be doing any chores
I feel
right now.
fine, Marin. I feel fine.
We thought something terrible had happened to you. I can still feel my heart beating in my throat. It gave me such a fright.
I'm sorry if I frightened you, Nev, but I feel well. Truly.
Lie down. You can stay up if you like, but you'll not do a bit of work. And you sit right here so we can keep an eye on you. Yes, you can help me with my English. I've been trying to learn from that book Mrs. Thaxter gave you. I think that may be a bit too hard for you, Annette.
Not at all, Marin, and that's getting much better. No, don't be embarrassed. It's not the easiest language to learn. It takes time. You're just as good as Marin and I, and we've been at it a lot longer than you have. In fact, I think your English is better than most of the natives I know.
Thank you. I try. It's hard. Try to use my words whenever we go into Portsmouth. But never lose your own tongue. I'd miss those beautiful songs you sing about the house. What are they called? They're songs from my... Let's see. My girl days?
From your childhood, yes?
Yes, from when I was a little girl. We would sing for our fathers and brothers, for all the men of our village to come home safe from the sea.
We sang such songs in Larvik, too.
Karen, don't speak on the past. I like to imagine that the men can hear their women sing to them, and that's how they find their way home. I sing for Evan when he's out there, and I think he really hears me. Though he's never said anything, I think he truly hears. That's a childish thought, Annette. No such thing could happen.
It's a beautiful thought, Nev. Even though he couldn't hear, I guarantee you that Evan would love to know that you sing for him when he's out at sea.
Have you ever sung for a man, Karen?
Annette, don't ask such questions.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you.
It's all right, Nev. No, I never did sing for a man.
Well, you should sing anyway. The men would know. Truly. I think it's sad if they're lost at sea and never heard a song. I don't think their spirits can rest until someone sings them to sleep. Well, I've had enough talk of songs and ghosts. I'm going to boil some water for tea. John says that there are ghosts of seamen on the Isles, and I believe they're here because no one ever sang for them.
So the legends go.
Are they true?
I've not seen any myself, but know those who say they have.
I remember ghost stories from when I was a little girl. They scared me, but I liked to hear them. The family would sit around the fire on a cold night, and my grandfather would recite the tales from the old days.
You still feel homesick sometimes?
Not so bad now. It was hard at first, but everyone's been so kind to me, and I'm happy to be here with Evan. But I would like to return someday for a... What's the word? Calling?
A visit?
Yes, a visit. Not to stay. Maybe to show a grandchild. Do you miss Norway?
No. There's nothing for me there anymore.
That's so sad. Why'd you come here so far from home?
I came to live with Marin and her husband.
No, I mean... Why? Never mind. Forgive me. I didn't mean to pry. You must hear enough of that.
Enough of what?
People wondering why a pretty woman like you is not a wife.
Yes, I do hear those things.
Well, you won't hear them from me anymore. We're here together now, and we can keep each other company.
Yes, we can. I did sing once.
What?
I did have a love. I sang for him. But he didn't come home.
He will come again.
I'm sorry.
Stop it! Karen, leave me alone. I want to hear no more! You don't know, you can't know!
What the devil?
She just started shouting.
It's all right, Karen.
He
Stay back!
lays his hand upon the sea.
Don't touch me! Get away from me!
Karen, put it down. We're not going to hurt you.
No, he never will.
Easy, Karen. It's me and Evan.
It's you. You're the one! He who lays his hand upon the sea! Lays his hand upon the sea! Lays his hand upon the...
Karen.
What happened? She frightened me. She was yelling. I don't know why. It's all right, Neth. It's all right. She didn't mean anything by it. Take her to her bedroom, John. I'll be in a moment. It's all right, Neth. It's all right. What was she saying? What did she mean? I don't know, dear. She may be ill. It only may have been fever talk. She'll be all right. I hope you're right.
Neth! Oh. She must have given you quite a fright, didn't she? Come, I'll take you to our room.
He will come again.
So you would bewitch them.
Have I other recourse against your drift?
Fair said. But I do hope your warnings shan't spoil the ends.
My warnings have no life.
Oh, but from a pretty maid 'tis a thing of beauty. I should myself be crimped into your service if I let you.
You serve another.
Odd, that I do, and proud to say it. A jolly Roger, and considers me the finest crimpus on these parts. Many's the soul I pressed into service.
And from that flows your pride?
Oh, maid, judge me not so harshly. 'Tis but my defense against your not too tender waters. You surround me, and leave me scarred. What's a stranded rock to do but tear itself to pieces and tumble into the sea? But lest you forget, 'tis you that breaks them.
Isles were not made for men.
Neither the sea, maid, neither the sea. Will you warn the others?
You to your rocks, and I to my waters.
Aye, aye, maid. But ere I go, I'll set thee a stage for what's yet to come in a season of rage. A family alights to supper at night, a brother, two sisters, a husband and wife. And still another arrives, with nary a thought of the terror and lie. I'm sorry, my maid, 'twas a sign to their journey. They've crossed oceans to die. Anon, my dear. Mark you, this knife's glimmer. Like the glimmer in your eyes, I see.
You talk funny. You soused?
No, not a drop of spirit in my soul. Although, I know your thoughts, as I do the sea that tumble on my shoals.
Don't care for fancy words.
Now, Louis, fret not on verse.
How do you know my name?
A wine dark sea called out to you.
Don't bother with this one.
Oh, my dear, I pray, no bother here.
Who are you calling dear?
A friend, who must depart, I fear.
At least give the others a choice.
The others will soon hear the same of my voice.
I hear it just fine.
Now take my meaning, Louis. Are you willing to let the sun beneath the stone and show them a truth as white as a bone?
I've shown men their own bones in my time.
Of course. You've done it before. I should have known.
You're damn right I have.
And that second mate with whom you've contended, poof, overboard.
Others too.
I know. 'Twas your duty. Honor at stake and all. You know the hotbeds? They was surplus a pocketbook, I hear.
The Norwegians? Stayed at peace with them on Smutty Nose not too long ago. Had to leave before the family come.
Had to leave. Interesting. With your pockets empty, I fear.
One of Marin's brothers come with a new wife.
Oh, Evan and Annette, a pretty pairing. took your place, did they?
Aye, family and all.
Family, of course. You have family, Louis?
None here.
Prussia?
None of your business.
No, it's not. Seems a shame, however, that you have no one to look out for you, as Evan once did when he set foot into this country. A complete foreigner, mind you. Now, you and I, on the other hand, we're kindred kind.
How is she, Evan?
I'm not.
Louis, I didn't know you were working with the boys today.
I'm not. Stopped over for ballast, and since it being near Christmas, figured to visit friends while I'm out here. Didn't mean to give you a start.
Just a stressful afternoon is all.
Who were you just asking after?
Karen, she's come down with a fever.
Bad?
Just some rest is all. She'll be fine.
Well, she'd be a hardy shower.
Ah, and no harder rocks than these to break.
Cloak your shade. A truce is called, and there will be no breaking here.
Thought I heard a familiar voice. How be you, Louis? What brings you out to Shoals?
Fishing with Johnson and stop over for a ballast. He's over visiting Appledore House, so figured to visit some friends.
Glad you did. How be you making out?
Had me no luck, but I might have better of late fishing with Johnson.
Still staying at Johnson's boarding house, are you?
Lets me have a room, catch up with rent as I work. Still owe some.
How about I paid you some wage for work with me?
We put that money aside, John. We can't afford to pay for work not done.
And just like that, he's nipped in the bud.
We got plenty to pay out some advance, Marin.
No wrath such as a man without chance.
Peace.
Let it lie, John. I'll be working with you soon enough, I hope.
There. You see? Settled then. I'm going to check on Karen.
Settle. We'll see which way it goes.
And lo, how grim a beaten brow.
It's not for you to beat further with your puns.
Oh, maid, 'tis only the one, and I still long to hear a threat in the Norwegian tongue. Say it, John. Say it and be done.
Damn that woman! She'll bury me yet.
Or land in the twist of his fishing net.
You set yourself down there and eat something, Louis. I've got a chore to finish up.
Your game is wicked, Shade, but gentler waters run deeper. There is friendship here. The waters still course tender blue within their veins.
What's this? Stranger at her well?
We met. Name's Louis Wagner. We met when you came in the fall with your wife.
Louis, I remember. Mr. Quick with the blade. How you faring?
Seen better days.
Christmas comes. Things look up for you soon.
Maybe. How are you and your wife?
That's good. Both of us are, except Karen just gave her a little scare. Give me one too.
I heard Karen's sick with a fever.
More than that, I think. She took an axe to murder John and me.
Well, woman felt a spell. Who knows the heart of a woman?
Or a man.
Neff, why aren't you sleeping?
I'm a woman lost in spell.
What mean you by that?
Just heard what was said about women falling to spell.
They do.
And don't men fall to spell?
Not like that, we don't. Karen would have murdered us where we stood.
And don't men murder?
Such talk, Neff.
It's true, isn't it?
You shouldn't think on those things.
It is true, but we kill to eat.
Not always.
For men of the sea, it's true, and drives them to drink, eh, Louis?
I don't take much in drinking myself, but no men that do. You see, it bewitches them, like a pretty maiden.
They speak of charms with which you're laden.
What's it like out there every day?
It's lonely without you.
The sea trembles like soft skin when you lay your hand upon it. Quietly cools a heated heart, and all within you moves fluid slow, like the long drowsy swells that curl below.
Feels at times like a blood tide in your head. You stand on deck, looking at blue sky waters, not knowing where you are. Up is down, down is up, rising and falling, all day long.
Seems an evil temptress to me, Evan. You be careful out there. You already have a maiden waiting for you at home.
The sea's our second home, Nat.
To your undoing, I don't understand why you men love the sea so much.
It's not a thing to understand, Annette. Why do you love your husband?
Why do I love him?
Careful, Nat.
Who said I did, you rascal? I married you for your money.
Now she's the richest woman on Smutty Nose.
We were talking about the sea.
Enough of it. I have my fill of the sea every day.
No, she had a question. Tell me, Annette, why do you love Evan?
Well, he's a good man.
He's a good man? The sea is good, yes? We eat from it, we live our lives by it.
But it kills men too.
It does. But there's more than sea ways to die, and it's better to die by the hand of God than by a man.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Talk about what?
The sea, Marin. It's always the sea. How's Karen doing?
She ate a little ramagrat. She seems all right, just tired. She'll sleep through the night.
I don't know what got into her. You should have seen her, Marin. She was acting like a crazy woman.
A few days in bed, she'll be fine.
I can use a few days in bed. You care to join me, Ned?
Evan will have no such talk at table.
How's Karen been? Don't see her so much in Portsmouth.
She's like the maid, a ghost of her former self.
Evan, you shouldn't joke about that.
Who's the maid?
You've never heard tell of the maid?
Evan,
She's the beauty of Appledore, Ned. And if you're ever to see her, you should tell her I said so.
pray she never does see her.
Why?
She's a ghost.
A ghost? Truly?
Aye, the maid walks the shoals. A pirate's lady love, like a banshee sometimes, wailing at rough seas in Appledore. An old-timer saw her when he was a boy about 50 years ago, just standing on the rocks, staring out to sea. Thought she was waiting for her man to come back with the fleet, so he went up to her and asked if she saw any sign of him. He said she turned, fixed him with sky blue eyes, all sad and said,
He will come again.
Karen, what are you doing out of bed?
I'm restless.
You should be under the blankets. Has your fever broke? Fever's gone, but your skin still feels clammy.
Is that so unusual when you live by the sea?
How do you feel now, Karen?
Why, Evan, you spoke the words yourself. A ghost of my former self.
I was just trying to make light, Karen.
Aren't you going to finish your story, Lewis? You spoke of the maid,
just a tale.
and a good one. Finish it.
What happened when the man saw her?
I think it'd go best untold.
Go ahead and tell it, Lewis.
Well, the man first saw her on the east end of Appledore.
I heard it was west.
It was east, like think I don't know my compass?
I just heard it was west.
You calling me a liar?
Don't hold nothing against it, Lewis. Because west is all I'm saying.
Please!
What are you telling it? You people have a good Christmas. Get better, Karen. Tell John I said bye.
I will. Goodbye, Lewis. Take care of yourself.
What crept his gear so southern?
I wanted to hear the rest of the tale.
Well, I'll finish it. When the old-timer saw the maid, on the west side, mind you, he asked her if she had seen any sign of the fleet. But she just turned to him and said, "He will come again," and then walked away behind the rocks. But when he went to follow her, she was gone without a trace. There were no footprints in the sand, and not even the sound of her footsteps on the broken shells. According to the tale, the maid is the lady the Captain Scott, who crewed with the pirate Blackbeard. And she's watching over Scott's treasure, still waiting for him to come back.
He will come again, I think.
So she says.
That's so sad.
Maybe not. Maybe he did come back, and he's roaming the shoals all through the night.
Evan, stop. You'll give us bad dreams.
She's not the worst of them, though. Tell them the best.
I've heard tales of another ghost, said to go by the name of Philip Bagg. He was a constable on the shoals centuries ago. He carries a butcher's knife to boot.
Has he ever killed anyone?
Oh, please.
No. Leastways, that's said to be true.
Why does he carry a knife then?
No one knows exactly.
A shade must preserve a degree of its mystery. Without, then what is to fear? What is a spirit but a light in the dark? And doth light strike a man and put fear in his heart? Nay, says I, and others will attest, that the heart beats quicker in the man who can't rest. And that man's for me, whose blood is the sea.
Who's there? Evan? Is that you? Evan? Evan? Evan!
It's me! Don't scream.
What do you think you're doing?
Hush, Neff, hush.
You frightened me half to death.
I've seen her, Neff. The maid. She's here.
What?
The maid. She's outside.
So,
It's a sign. A bad wind comes with her, Neff.
stop teasing. You're trying to frighten me.
Listen!
The sails billow, mute to gale, by this seaman lost without song. Empty oceans fill his belly, and cragged gray rocks lash his bones. A cradle coffin founders in the pit of his soul, and his spirit will break against the rocks of the shoals.
I don't hear anything.
The wind is grieving, Neff. The maid is still here.
I'm not afraid.
The maid is a wraith, Neff. She appears to the dead. With Karen taken sick.
The maid is a ghost of a woman. Is my husband frightened of a woman?
I'm no such thing.
Desolate rocks call you away, and fresh skulls on vacant graves bloom red beneath the waves.
Neff, what's wrong?
Stop it! Stop it!
Neff!
No! No more! No more!
You're bleeding, Neff.
Leave me alone!
Hush, Neff. The others will hear.
Is everything all right?
Evan, what's the matter?
Nothing. Neff just cut herself. Everything's fine.
No, I'm not! I'm scared!
Neff, it's all right.
What's going on?
Oh my God, Neff, what did you do to her, Evan?
Nothing, I swear.
Come outside, Evan.
What's wrong with her?
Just leave us a moment.
Evan, come on.
I did nothing.
It's all right, Evan. Let's leave the women alone. We'll be in the kitchen, Marin.
Just go. What happened, Neff?
I don't know, Marin, I'm scared!
There's nothing to be frightened of. Did my brother?
No, Evan would never do such a thing. No, I started bleeding, and I could feel the pain here.
Perhaps you and Evan were more rough than you thought.
No, Marin, it was something else. I felt as though there was someone else here. I could feel them, and there was a chill like cold breath in the room, and it felt like I was being touched, being scratched by something.
It's all your talk of songs and ghosts. You put a fright in yourself.
But Marin, I'm bleeding.
How? You might have scratched yourself. Somehow. An accident. Don't think on it anymore. You only work yourself into hysterics.
I can't help it, Marin. I felt so strange.
Perhaps you've caught what Karen has. Why don't you stay in bed tomorrow just in case? I'm sure it was nothing and you'll be fine.
I hope you're right.
I am. There's nothing to be frightened of. You have family all around you.
Poor Evan. He must be so bewildered.
He's always bewildered. We'll just tell him it's a women's ailment.
Would you get him?
I think it'd be best if you take to bed alone tonight.
No. I want Evan. I don't want to sleep alone tonight.
Okay, dear. I'll send him in.
Marin? I'll be alright, won't I?
Yes, you will. Get some sleep now. Evan will be in a moment.
Neff! I'm so sorry. Did I hurt you?
No, sweet Evan, no, you didn't hurt me at all. I'm fine. I'm fine. You're so sweet, Evan. Thank you.
ice from the well.
Why don't you come inside now? You've been out in the cold all morning.
Coming.
Karen, you're awake. How are you feeling?
Much better enough, thank you.
Are you certain you're well enough for chores?
I'm sorry if I frightened you, Neff, but I feel well now. In fact, the boys are taking me into Portsmouth this afternoon.
Well, that's good news to begin the day. When are you leaving?
I expect them back around noon after they're done drawing their trawls.
In that case, could I prevail on you for an errand?
What is it?
Could you get me some buttons?
Certainly, what kind?
Like the ones on Marin's night dress. Oh, Marin, could I take one of the buttons off your night dress? I'd like ones just like those, and Karen could get them for me in Portsmouth, if it's all right.
There's a spare one in my sewing basket. Take that one.
Would you like me to light a fire too?
No. I'll start one when I want one.
I'd imagine you to be chilled to the bone being outside all that time.
I'm not.
Is there anything that I can help you with?
No. I'll have to accustom myself to chores without your help, won't I?
Marin,
Here's the button, and here's some money. And here's 10 cents to buy a braid for Marin. She doesn't ever spend on herself.
no, she doesn't.
Is it so wrong to go without? You don't get handed the things you want. You have to work for them. And being in a new country, you stay by your blood and help each other. Isn't that so, Karen?
Please, Marin.
Did you tell Neth?
Tell me what?
Karen didn't tell you? She's leaving. She's going to Boston.
Marin, you're treating me
Like what, Karen? My little sister?
Yes. I'm a woman and I'm too old to have my sister worry.
Well, I am going to worry about you. Every day. And there's nothing you can do about it. You're my sister. And I think you're making a mistake.
I made a mistake coming here.
Karen, what's come over you?
Nothing has come over me, Marin. I've been thinking about leaving for a long time.
But we're family here.
No. You and Evan are a family. John and Marin are a family. I'm not.
How can you say that? You're my sister.
But I'm alone here. Can't you understand that? Please, Marin, I can't go without your help. And if it's the money I'm
Why
asking
is it so
for,
important that you go to Boston?
I just have to get away from here.
Why? You could get a husband in Portsmouth just as easily. You could have a family right here on the shoals, and in the meantime, you'll have us for company.
I had someone, Neff. He loved me. And I loved him. But he's gone. He's gone and I'm still here. And I hurt without him.
A long time ago!
Not long enough for me to forget, Marin. Not long enough. I want to be where there are people. Lots of people. And perhaps a fortune is kind. I want to...
Karen, at your age, it will be very hard for
Don't,
you to
Marin. Don't say that. All I ever wanted is what you have with John and what Evan has with Neff.
No. You haven't been the same since you've taken ill. And only a fortnight ago, we had to take you in after you lost your job at the Appledore house.
That's just it. You took me in. I don't want that anymore.
Well, if the Baxters wanted you to leave, who will take you in when you're in Boston? We're all you have!
Someone will have me.
And you want the money to get settled in somewhere else. You'll take that from me. But you won't keep a bed in your own sister's house.
How dare you?
I'll not allow you to leave, Karen. You're not going to break this family up!
Why won't you listen?
Karen,
Leave her, Neff.
you're going to make her stay?
She's upset. She'll work through it.
But if she feels so strongly, maybe we should...
Had enough argument, Nat. Come. Help me change the bedclothes and we'll prepare a meal for the boys when they come home at noon.
But no men will take meal here at the noon hour. The women will alone on this isle see their fate flower. For the swift little schooner catches wind past the shoals, and the men bear straight on to Portsmouth, leaving these souls.
No bait on the train till 11 p.m. This they hear from Lewis at Portsmouth Harbor. All 3 men, Evan let slip that John has saved 1,000. Lewis, in contrast, has pockets empty but for sand.
In Portsmouth, Evan and John are stranded to wait for their bait their next haul has demanded. Could nature suit better his purpose this night?
A calm night in winter, the snow soft and white, and though a moon coined in silver shines o'er the shoals,
A dark sea swallows the clear earth below. 'Tis a riddle of nature that a bright moon can shine.
and ne'er be seen to alight on the brine.
Such a fair night.
I wish they'd get back. I wonder what's keeping them.
I'm sure they're on their way as we speak.
Makes me so nervous when Evan's not here. You never know the men are safe until the moment they come back. Anything might have happened to them.
Nothing did. Evan is with John, who is one of the most able seamen around. He knows the sea as well as anyone.
It's not John who worries me. It's Evan.
He will come again.
As they both do every day.
That's what the mate says, isn't it? He will come again.
Just a tale, Ned.
I know, but it feels like such a strange night. It's as if there's a presence. I wonder if the maid is out on the shoals right now keeping her watch.
The thought gives me the chills.
Miles to shore, a harbor bell tolls.
I wonder if her love is looking for her.
Marking the passage of a lone dark soul.
Well, that settles it. The two of you have put a fright in yourselves and in me as well. Perhaps it'd be best if we not sleep in the upstairs rooms tonight.
Good. I don't want to sleep alone tonight.
Neither do I. Why don't you and Merritt sleep in the little room, and I'll make a bed for myself in the kitchen.
That suits me fine. We'll have one door between us and we'll know right away when the boys come home. Come, let's go.
Merritt,
Oars lie thick in waters cold and serene.
I'm so sorry about the way I behaved today. I didn't mean the things I said.
But the ripples in this wave blossom unseen.
I've just been feeling lonely.
Not a soul does he see on the riverbank shore.
Don't think on it, dear. Strange voices come to the lonesome.
Nor does any light glimmer through window or door.
The shoals are getting to me, I think. It's so desolate here.
That may be. But your home is here. With us.
Can't you understand? I want someone to share it with.
True to his course, he makes for the isles.
Let's not argue anymore. We'll talk in the morning.
There will be someone, Karen. And he'll be as good of a man as my Evan.
With the cold ocean's blood stirring hot poison bile.
I'm jealous of you, Neth. You're still young enough to believe in so much.
I'm in love.
And your children will know it.
So will yours.
Let's not talk anymore. Let's go under the covers. It's getting chilly.
The shoals' waters will churn ere the morn's ruddy light.
I'll feel much better when the door is latched behind us.
For there will be foul deed done on these rough rocks tonight.
Can't. I've been telling John to fix that latch since last summer, and he still hasn't.
Don't worry, Neth. I'll be right outside the door and won't let anyone in but your Evan.
Thank you, Karen.
Thus then in dark must these souls be content.
To board ancient terror, till the night sky is rent.
Peace be with you.
John? John, is that you?
Karen, what's the matter?
John scared me.
Annette, wake up. The boys are home. John? Open the door!
John kills me! John kills me!
Karen, what's wrong?
Mary, please help!
Maren, what's happening? John, what are you doing? Stop it!
God help me, please, Mary!
Maren, what's happening? I'm scared! Karen, I can't open the door!
Stop it! Stop it!
Karen, what's wrong? Maren, help her! Maren, what's happening? It's all right, Karen. It's all right. Oh my God, why would John? Go, Ned! Get out of the window! Run, hide! Why is this happening? Go, Ned! Get out! I'm not, Karen, right here. Maren, what do I do? Maren, scream, Annette! Scream! Someone on Star Island may hear you! He's coming. I can't make a sound. No, Annette! Run for your life! I can't move, Maren, I can't! He's here! Maren, I can't move, I'm scared, I can't! Louis, please! No, please, Louis! Don't, please! Karen, please get up! Karen, we have to leave! He's coming! Karen, please! I can't, I'm too tired. Karen, get up! Go, Maren. Go! The Lord is thy shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the rest of my days, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Steps of blood were seen about the buildings of the isle. He had looked everywhere for her, but she was gone. In nightgown and bare, frozen feet, she had fled among the rough rocks to the east end of the isle, and hid as the moon was only just setting. She stayed through that merciless night of ice, till the sun was high and the day grew calm and fair. She cried and waved to the workmen building the hotel on Store Island, but they only waved back, thinking it greetings. So she tore her feet again upon the rocks, round to Malagagut, and there cried north at Appledore Isle, until at last they saw her and fetched her to their house. Who, they asked, who has done this? Bruised and stained with night's frozen blood, she named her terror. Louis. Louis! Louis!
clock did he stun, and stopped its heart at 1:07. I have seen a woman lie as still as that boot.
Why don't you leave me in peace?
Now, dear Louis, is that proper greeting for your blood brother?
You're no such thing to me.
Pray thee then, what pools in scarlet there at your feet? Is it not the very water that looked red upon the shores when first we did meet? Brothers in blood we are, dear Louis, and thought, now in act it appears. And is it not the rock that ripples the sea, broken over years? Is it fresh? The bread, I mean.
I didn't mean to harm no one. You're filling my head with bad notions.
You cut me, Louis. Have I not been friend to thee when others have turned? Tisk, tisk. With oceans of notions in your noggin, you sit there eating royal and disavow me for being loyal? Pray, aren't breadcrumbs enough? Or do you want more? There is not much time.
What time is it?
7 minutes past 1 o'clock.
Hello, Louis.
What is it you're wanting?
We're wanting you, Louis. How long have you been here in Boston?
5 days, he'll say.
A pleasant visit?
Where are we going?
To answer some questions.
What kind of questions?
Your name is Louis Wagner.
It is.
Read the newspapers, Louis?
Can't.
Too bad. You would want to know what they want to ask of you then.
What does it say in the papers?
Story about a robbery and 2 women murdered.
I didn't hear of no murders.
Occurred upon Smutty Nose of the Isles of Shoals. Have you been there?
He knows the place.
They look to match the deed to a man.
I can try to help.
Were you in Portsmouth this morning?
I was.
5 days here in Boston is what you said.
5 years. 5 years old told us what I meant. I don't understand what you're asking me.
You understand fine.
I didn't know what to say. I was scared.
Of what, Louis?
It was the police. You'd get shaky too if they came around asking questions.
I was a constable, Louis, serving the shoals. And we had murders then too. But no courts to meet justice with the medal. This is your trial, Louis. Give a good show now. How old are you?
28 years.
How long have you been in this country?
7 years.
Where else did you live besides Portsmouth?
Mostly Mr. Huntfit's, Isles of Shoals, and Smutty Nose.
Until when?
When more of the family come in the fall.
When did you first hear this murder down at Sweaty Nose?
When I was taken by police in Boston.
Tell us what happened when they brought you to Portsmouth.
There were crowds all around, throwing rocks or bricks. Mr. Huntfit had a rock or a brick at me, but hit the little policeman standing next to me.
Kill him! Kill him!
The crowd was howling, "Kill him! Kill him!"
Oh, damn you, murderer!
Johnny, you're mistaken.
Damn you, you killed the women!
I hope you find the right man that done it.
We got her!
John.
Hanging's too good for you. And hell's too good for you, too. You ought to be cut to pieces and put on fish hooks!
Ask him if he couldn't get the money without killing the woman.
I'm no thief, but I think I could get money without killing people.
Liar!
Would you like to kill me?
Marin, I didn't do it. I couldn't do it. You can't say true that I did.
It was you. You killed them. You killed my family! Why? Why would you kill them? My family! My family!
Why won't you answer her, Louis?
I couldn't do it. Oh, I feel as if I've done it!
You said you would,
I
Louis.
said no such thing. Never would.
Were you on Smutty Nose Island the night of the 5th of March or any other time in March?
No, sir.
Why then were you seen coming from the waters into Portsmouth?
People mistake me.
Numbers saw you, all ragged and worn, and then to board a train that morning for Boston.
Had me no luck in Portsmouth. Thought it would be a good time to change places.
Ill-timed, best to say. Your whereabouts that murderous night are not explained.
You know where I was.
I do, and know as well your cause.
Peace, shade. Louis, you were where you were carried away. Empty your pockets and see.
A button! Aye, there's the hook. Pray, who buttoned you?
Was one of Karen's.
Tisk, tisk. My friend in need was a careless fiend.
No fiend.
Had you any ill will against Annette?
Had you any ill will against me, Louis?
Never had.
Had you any ill will against Karen?
Had you any ill will against me, Louis?
Never had.
Any plague with that family on the shoals?
No.
They were your friends.
We were your friends.
Yes, please, enough. I'm tired. I want to sleep. Please!
Sleep then. They'll return for you.
Why? Why do they want me?
Why? You're a stranger, I suppose. Someone's guilty, and they took you because you are a stranger.
I was no stranger to them on the shoals.
Events have made you so. Now all are strangers to each other. Leave now.
Well, maid, you can see my man doth not break.
It is your voice that plays within him still.
And if it is,
You know not what consequence you bring.
no consequence of consequence.
Stand as she on these isles in the sea and listen to its breath and beat.
The game is lost. Our sport is meat.
Is it?
Why don't you come in now? It's getting late.
What time is it?
I'm not sure exactly. The clock is still...
7 minutes past 1, isn't it?
No.
It is. It's always 7 minutes past 1. It will always be that.
I'll have it fixed.
No. Get rid of it. I want to see that clock ever again.
I'm sorry. Marin? Why don't you sleep in our bed tonight? Maybe your dreams will go away if
It'll
you...
never go away.
Marin, please.
Don't touch me.
Stop blaming yourself.
I couldn't help them, John. I couldn't help them.
I know. It's
Please.
not...
Don't. Where's Evan?
Took the dory into Portsmouth.
You let him?
It's what he wants right now.
He has to stay away. It's not going to help him.
Is it helping you? Damnation, Marin, do you hear nothing I say?
No. Because I died that night as well.
There! The game is done and squarely won. 3 times will they toll the bell.
Stand you on these isles in the sea and not hear the gulf between its people, the ocean between their words.
I miss the dead too, Marin. But I miss the living most.
Words, words. I say that 3 will be marked with a graven post.
Yes, 3 souls did come to rest within that house.
Aye, and the 3rd slipped out. But we'll take care of her. She'll be no bother.
Yes, 3 shall there be, but look to another.
Oh, Neth. Sweet Neth. You leave me broken. My words, my heart. I look, cannot see. What face was that I last saw upon a stone? So white, moon-pale lips unmoving. It's not my love. It couldn't be. My love danced in beauty and warmed my eyes, my heart. And yet that face I loved is locked away from me now, and it lies cold beneath a rock. It is this face I see, and will ever see for the days I have left to be on earth. Oh, Neth, I feel the northern ice returning to my veins. Now even you would turn from me in shame. For the love you gave, I would betray with the hatred in me now. I would, with my bare hands, choke the life from he that did this, and do it with more hatred than ever the devil himself set loose upon this earth. I know that's not the counsel your tender soul would give, but your heart is cold now. So is mine. The last of the warm blood I have drips away from me. This face I see is a violation. I hate you now! I hate this vile creature who in death christens himself my neck. Please forgive me, Nat. Please forgive me.
So be it. Well done, maid. You are the rock, and I the sea, and now we each claim victory.
Nothing was won, Spirit. All was lost.
Fair said. There is no haven on rock or sea. So Lewis, led by loving hands, mounts the steps where threads entwine their lives. Snap, crack, to dust, ships another. 'Tis but the final arc of skull and stone, turning blood to water. Yet we'll spit flame through gritted teeth, and point in our wrath at funeral wreaths. To this one or that one we'll assign the blame, but 'tis not by actors can this deed be explained. But 'twas the act itself that bears our shame. Who, in truth, did this murder bid? Say only to our sorrow that it did. For the maid still appears on those stones to weep by the shore or oceans of bones. And now, 'twill be said, she is never alone.
He will come again.